Morning, everybody. I'm Kent Pearson for Chris Velarde. In this morning's headlines, the search resumes this morning for the body of a missing woman who was on a boat that capsized yesterday near the mouth of the Mystic River. 9 people were rescued. The latest on the search is coming up in a live report. Meanwhile, in Fairfield, the drowning of a 28-year-old man is under investigation this morning. It happened at a home on Evergreen Hill Road last night around 6. Police have not released the man's name yet. They're assessing the damage this morning at Washington Town Hall following a freak accident yesterday afternoon. Officials tell us a car drove over a filler pipe for the propane tank buried in the lawn. The propane leaked into Town Hall, sparking an explosion. The cause of a deadly house fire in Meriden is under investigation this morning. The blaze broke out at a home on Corrigan Avenue Saturday afternoon. Joel Kleinman was killed. His wife was also injured. Well, those are some of your top headlines. Much more coming up on Good Morning Connecticut. Take a live look out at the city of New Haven this morning. Good Morning Connecticut begins in 1 minute with Weather on the Zeros. Stick around.
5:08, here are your headlines on the 8s now. A New Britain man accused in a string of car break-ins is expected in court today. Cops tell us that Roberto Padilla hit city parking garages on Chestnut and Washington Streets, breaking car windows and swiping anything valuable inside. Well, back to school shopping is that time of year when it's gotten a little bit cheaper. This is tax-free week, and that means no sales tax on clothing and shoes that cost less than $300. The tax holiday ends next Saturday, and if you'd like some more tips on how you can save money, visit our special back-to-school section on WTNH.com. Recount results in 2 Connecticut primary races are due to the Secretary of State tomorrow. Just 11 votes separate Lou Esposito and David Forsyth in the 116th district race, and there's a tie in the 5th district between Leo Canty and Brandon McGee. A Los Angeles woman is swimming this morning as she tries to swim from Cuba to Florida. This is Diana Nyad's 3rd attempt in less than a year. If she succeeds, that 103-mile trip, she will arrive in Florida tomorrow, just 1 day before her 63rd birthday. A new survey says that Singapore will be home to the richest people in the world by 2050. The report predicts that Asia will dominate the list of countries with the world's wealthiest citizens. Singapore tops that list with a projected average income of nearly $138,000 a year. The survey predicts that the average American will also break the 6-figure barrier just 38 years from now. Well, a good weekend for aging action stars. Expendables 2 took the top spot at the box office this weekend. The Sylvester Stallone flick raked in nearly $29 million, beating out last week's #1 movie, The Bourne Legacy.
Headlines on the 8s now. The search resumes this morning for the body of a missing woman who was on a boat that capsized yesterday near the mouth of the Mystic River. 9 people were rescued. Witnesses say the impact of the crash split the boat in half. Police have not yet released the woman's name. A live report with the latest on that recovery mission is coming up. The cause of a deadly house fire in Meriden is under investigation this morning. The blaze broke out at a home on Corrigan Avenue Saturday afternoon. Joel Kleinman was killed. His wife was also injured in that fire. For the first time in years, an historic warship set sail this weekend. The USS Constitution, 215 years old, and is the Navy's oldest commissioned warship still floating. For 17 minutes yesterday, to the delight of onlookers, Old Ironsides cruised around Boston Harbor. The short trip was to commemorate the ship's victory over a British warship in a fierce battle during the War of 1812, 200 years ago. Do something good for someone else. That's the goal of World Humanitarian Day, and the United Nations got a little help spreading that message thanks to a big star. Beyoncé recorded her latest music video at the UN and released it to coincide with the campaign.
Headlines on the 8s now at 5:28. Police in Waterbury are still searching this morning for the driver responsible for that hit-and-run death of an elderly woman. 90-year-old Nella Atkins wandered onto Highland Avenue early Saturday. She had dementia and her caregivers thought she was asleep. A weekend crash on the Mass Pike that killed a Middletown man is still under investigation as well. The Middletown Press has identified the man as Coulter Abley. He was killed early Saturday morning in Westfield. The town of Hamden is hoping to reopen the Miller Library today following the discovery of bed bugs last week. Crews spent the weekend there treating those affected areas. Now, folks who are returning books to any of the city's 3 libraries are urged to place them in a sealed Ziploc bag first. In his first public statement since seeking refuge at the Ecuadorian embassy in London 2 months ago, Julian Assange called on President Obama to end the witch hunt against his secret spilling website, WikiLeaks. Now, Assange has been holed up at the embassy trying to avoid extradition to Sweden, where he's wanted for questioning about an alleged sexual assault. Assange also called for the release of Bradley Manning, the U.S. soldier accused of sending classified documents to WikiLeaks. A 10-year-old girl from Greenwich is going to be attending a luncheon today with the First Lady. Betsy DeSalvia is among the 54 winners of Mrs. Obama's Healthy Lunchtime Challenge, which asks kids to create original, nutritious lunch recipes. Well, over 1,200 kids across the country entered that contest. People on Lake Michigan get a good look at something fascinating yet pretty frightening, a force of nature. Take a look at this, a water sprout. In fact, 9 of those formed over the weekend over the lake. Pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, 5 of those